Haha. Cheer. Bang. One.
Hey guys, it's Gucci and I'm back. Today, we're going to do a very quick tutorial on making an apron. This is just an apron that I got from Michael's. I'm making this for a client. It's her 40th birthday. And she wanted something a little out of the norm for the birthday party. So I'm going to make some aprons for her. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to measure my apron from tie to tie. And that's going to get me roughly 18 inches. Let's open up our ruler. And this is a yardstick ruler that actually folds. And I love this because it's compact and I can open it when I need to open it. Keep it closed when I need to keep it closed. Okay, and we're a little bit over 18 inches. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to make sure that I can get my center. So at 18 inches, my center is going to be right at 9. So my center is going to be right there. That's going to be my center, okay? Usually I would fold it in half like if I was doing a shirt, like I did on my shirt video. If you haven't seen that, check that out. But because this already has these folds in there, I don't want to create an extra one down the middle. I'm going to actually try to knock these out a little bit more as we go along, okay? So 9 is going to be my center, which means my center is going to be about right there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give my apron just a quick little press. This is to remove moisture and to make sure that I don't have a lot of folds within my design when I put it on top of the apron. I'm going to let that cool a little bit before I line up my design. And I actually did a bit of a knockout design on the A for this because I want to fit a crown right on top of it. And I didn't want to actually layer the vinyl on top of this. What I'm using for the crown is the foil HTV. So sparkly. It's gonna have like a texture, kind of like crumpled up aluminum foil. And I didn't want to layer too much of it on top of the A itself. Some of it probably will get on there because we do get a little bit of shrinkage when ironing, but we're going to try to avoid as much shrinkage as possible so that we can actually fit the crown inside of that knockout. So what I'm doing now is I'm just laying out what I have to put on the apron. And then I'm going to measure just to make sure that I do get the design in the center itself. Okay. Grab our ruler. And right here we're a little bit over 4.5. And we're going to go to this side. And it's a little bit under what we need. So we're just going to move this over just a tad. Move our iron a little bit so we can really get in there. And this actually lands us almost right at 4.5. We're still a little bit off. So I'm just going to scooch it just a little bit back this way. You want to make sure that when put the apron on, that the design is going to be right in the center of the apron. And that's perfect where it is right there. Okay. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and attach our A. I'm going to use some parchment paper just to lay over it. This is a Sportsplex vinyl from Cricut. So this only needs about a 5-second hit the first go round. So I'm going to lay it down. This is a hot peel. We're going to see if we can actually get it off of there. We have one little spot that doesn't want to stay. There we go. Let's give it one little more press. As I want to press this too much because I want to get in there with my crown. And it's going to get pressed again when I add the crown. So we might need to pull from the bottom. I'm being very gentle with this again because this is the Sportsplex, so it's really flexible. This is good for any sports attire that you're doing, and also when you're doing ladies shirts, because this will stretch out to give room for the breast. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and place my crown inside of that little knockout right there so you can get a better view of it. It's like putting together a puzzle. I'm going to piece that there. Okay. And I want to get that like exactly where I need it to be. Okay. Put this down over it. And I'm going to give another 5-second hit. Do one more. Ooh, we almost lost the iron. That's because we got our little pick right there. And this is going to be a hot peel as well. Sometimes it just depends on the angle in which you peel it from. What you're going to get. And if you can see, the texture of that foil is starting to change. And it's right there where we need it to be within our knockout. And we will end up hitting this again after we get the rest of the letters on there. Okay. That's where we need it to be. We'll lay that down. We're going to do our hit. Okay, I'm going to hit this little corner here because I didn't get it. Let's give it a little check, see? And when I'm dealing with Sportsplex, you know, especially with the iron, sometimes I'll hit it and then see if I can peel. If I feel like I'm not getting a good peel, I'll hit it again, just like with that A. I don't feel like that A is going to be nice to me, so I'm going to do another 5-second hit. It's harder to gauge heat with the iron than it is with the heat press, because unless you have an iron that has the actual temperature registered on it. You never know really how hot your iron is. Okay, just smoothing. And again, I'm peeling this really slow because this is Sports Flex, so it's very stretchy. Now I'm gonna do this one at an angle. Nope, gotta hit that again. And it's a hot peel, so it wants to be hot when you go ahead and take it off. Some vinyls are a cold peel. You just have to look at the directions depending on the vinyl that you're using. And this one's not being very nice to us. Let's try without the parchment paper because we do have this protective piece over. So I just hit those directly. Okay, come on, little S. And I see our N is getting a little bit of a wrinkle, but we can get that out, so there's no worries about that. We're gonna take our hook for that little wrinkle. And get that up. And we're gonna stretch that out. That wrinkle will go away. Now we're gonna take a parchment paper back over. We wanna kind of iron that little wrinkle out there. There we go. No more wrinkle. Yes, honey, yes. Gotta do one more press over it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll also iron the back side of that just to make sure that we got it on there. If you can look down in and see texture through your letters, then you know that you've got a good press over it. And that looks good. Our foil's starting to wrinkle up a little bit. Love it. And it actually feels really smooth. Now we're going to add the second part. Move that up a bit to give us some room. And we're going to gauge right where we want it to be. If you ever forget how your design should be lined up, you can always just go back onto your computer or laptop and just take a look and see how you wanted it to look when you were getting ready to print it out. And we're going to measure this just to make sure that we have this where it needs to be as well. And that's way off. But we're going to go over, because I really want this service boy to be lined up with the Amazons. Okay, but I want to make sure also I'm not there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, always make sure whatever you're ironing on is straight so that you don't line up anything crooked. And I'm just looking down the center of it because I want it to be lined up with this word. I may not be able to get the measurement exact. I'm going to do one more measurement as I look down the middle. Yeah. Okay. and move it a little bit more this way. I really want this to kind of fit in between here, so I may not be able to get it equal on both sides because I like the way that the S sits under that A. I don't really want to line it up with this edge. I want it to be under the Amazons and end at that S right there. And that's how I want it to look going down the middle. So I have it right where I want it to be. And we're going to go ahead and hit it. And we're going to do this at an angle. And you notice that I'm making sure that my top design is covered so that I don't burn it. And I just hit each section for 5 seconds. I'm gonna lift up, give it a little check. Make sure everything's working out here. See if I'm ready for a peel. Nope, gotta do 5 more seconds on each little section. And beforehand, what I did is I have a test shirt that I tested each vinyl on because they're 2 different types of vinyl. And so I wanted to make sure that the iron would not burn either of them. And so I just took little scraps that was left over from when I weeded everything out and tested it on my test shirt just to make sure that I was gonna get it correct and I wouldn't burn anything, or that I wouldn't have to change the heat setting when it came time to lay each of them down. Okay. I think I might peel from here. Nope, still may need a little bit more. Here we go. That one's still not ready all the way. A little bit more. And the reason being for this that I have to heat this more is because the iron may need to be hotter to actually get it to do it on the first press. But I didn't want the iron to burn my sports flex. So we leave it where it is. It takes a little bit longer, but I'm not going to waste my product by burning it. And I'm just cooling that just a little bit because it's really, really hot to the touch. There we go. And at the bottom here, we need to give it some more attention. Oh, there we go. That is really, really hot. There it comes. There we go. We're getting somewhere now. That's not quite ready. Oh, I'm gonna have to fix that a little bit. Where's our tool? Always keep my weeding tools near, just in case things like this happen. So I'm able to go ahead and get it down, and that'll smooth out when we get ready to iron. This foil, remember, this foil is textured, so it's supposed to ball up kind of like aluminum foil once you get it pressed on there right. Okay. We're going to go over our foil again. And we're just going over doing our 5-second presses again. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. And I'm just going over, laying some of it down. So we're going to press the back too. I can start to see the texture of the actual apron showing through. So that's going to be so great. I'm going to do one more where it's everything. I'm going to do everything. Move this up. And I'm being very mindful that I don't get down here again because nothing is protecting it. Okay. Oh my God, that is so, so pretty. Then we have one more little touch that she wanted to add. And this, I did a print and cut this out. Okay, I'm just gonna add this down to the corner of the apron. And this is Jolie transfer paper for Dart. Okay. I'm just applying medium pressure and kind of doing like circles to make sure that I get it on there good. I lift up, I always check with that smoking. You don't want any moisture, so always do lift ups and I check. It takes longer, but you don't waste your product when you do it that way. And you want to make sure that when they go to wash this, that none of this falls off. So it's good to make sure you got good coverage. Yep, and I can see the texture up and through there. Want to get this part a little bit more so I can see more texture. That's how you know you got a good press, when you can see the texture of whatever you're pressing to through your decal, whether it be vinyl or whether it be print and cut. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over without knocking over all of my cupcake toppers. Blooper! But I'm leaving it in there. I ain't deleting it, y'all. Aren't these cute? Yeah. Okay. Got a little glitter on the back there. We're ironing by my glitter station. Okay. And I can already really see the imprint here, but I'm just going to give it a once over. I don't want to move around too much because I don't want to move the actual adhesive in the vinyl. Then my decal will slide. And then I want to get down here, over here to the corner. This one, it doesn't matter if you move it around because it actually calls for you to do that. And there we have our apron. Amazon's. service boy. Yes. Cute, cute, cute. Something different for her party. Your guests. I hope you enjoyed this really quick tutorial. So easy to personalize the aprons. Again, I got this from Michael's, and I used Sports Flex vinyl, and I also used the Cricut Htv Iron on foil. And then this is just the basics print and cut that I did. You can see her words there in the middle. Using Jolie Iron on Dark. So I will put all of that stuff in the description box for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please like, share, comment. Also, you guys, let me know what other videos that you want to see from me, so I can give you content that you actually want to watch. All right, I will check back in with you next time. Peace out.